Let's talk about your fight tonight. A technical decision over Elias Espadas. I see a bad cut on your eyebrow. Tell us what happened earlier during the fight.
Yeah, no, it's unfortunate. It was an accidental headbutt. I dominated 4 rounds. I showed that I'm the better fighter. I still proved that I was going to win the fight. And unfortunately, it impacted my vision. It's a bad cut. The doctor stepped in and stopped the fight. But I think I proved enough. I think I proved I was going to break him down and I was going to win the fight.
Sorry for the mess.
How strong of an impact was that headbutt when you guys clashed heads?
Not much, it affected a bit of my vision on the side, from seeing some punches, but nothing too crazy, nothing I'm not used to, nothing crazy. But unfortunately, the doctor thought it was bad enough that he had to stop the fight. It was out of my hands, there's nothing I could do about it.
Elias Espadas has mentioned in the previous interviews that he's like a second half fighter. Maybe he was trying to test the waters the first 4 or 5 rounds, and maybe he was going to step it up the second half. Your opinion on that?
I don't think so. I think I was breaking him down. I think I was getting I was catching him with some hard body shots, and I think I was starting to break him down. I don't think he was going to pick it up. I think I was going to finish the fight.
You were showing hand speed that you hadn't shown before in your previous fights, and I've covered some of your fights before, and I've always known that you have power, and you've mentioned that you have power in both hands. Where did that hand speed come from? Because you were just touching him up and down, and you were connecting with him at all times.
I feel like I've always had speed. Sometimes maybe I look for power, but maybe you haven't seen that much of me either. My last 3 fights have been first round, second round, first round. And I felt like I was just getting going too. I felt like I was starting to warm up and get going. It's tough when you come out here in the first couple of rounds. It's getting going, but and then the cut happened. But I felt like I would have continued to pick it up as I went on with the speed, the power, and the body shots. I could hear him breathing as we were going. I could hear him. He was kind of like from the body shots. So I knew I was going to break him down eventually. But it is what it is.
He said his power, comparing your power to his last opponent, Akhmedov is a stronger fighter than you are. But he acknowledges that you were winning the fight. But maybe had the fight gone a little longer, maybe the result would have been a little different.
I don't think so. I dominated 4 rounds. I was going to continue to dominate. I'm the better fighter, and I would have continued to win. If we went 10 rounds, I would have won 10 rounds. So, everyone has their own opinion.
What did the doctor say about your cut? I see that you got a few stitches. How long will this delay your upcoming fight?
Not long. I'll be back in the ring sooner than later. This is a cut. I'm a warrior. Stuff happens, and I'll be back sooner than later.
There were big plans for you to fight in September. Are those plans going to be placed in hold for the time being?
I haven't talked to anybody yet, but we'll see. If they want me to fight in September, I'll be ready. This cut is nothing. I'll be back soon.
Thank you, and congratulations again, man. I'll let you rest and hope that wound that heals up pretty soon.
Thanks very much.
Any messages to your fans in Ireland?
Yeah, I just want to say sorry to everybody for how the fight ended, but at the end of the day, still undefeated.
There you go. Thank you very much, Callum.